Hello, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello, hi. So today's, first of all, candle of the day. Candle of the day today is the Dream Linen and Lavender candle from Bath & Body Works. Wonderful. Absolutely love it. Very fresh, very clean. Not necessarily like the vibe, just because I've been so into like warm winter scents, but definitely a fun little change up for today. Today's video, okay, if you don't, I'm going to do a little, you guys know I don't like disclaimers because we're all adults. Why is this one? I swear my little baby hairs are going to be the death of me. No, I'm just kidding. They're just going to cost me a lot of money in hair gel. I am going to give a little bit of a disclaimer for today's video. And you guys know I don't like to give disclaimers. I feel like we're all adults. We can all just talk it out, but I'm going to give a disclaimer because these videos that I do, this genre, I believe this is the third makeup packaging I hate video, and every single time I warn people in the title that this is a petty video, I give a disclaimer that this is a petty video, and still I inevitably get comments of people being mad about how petty this video is. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to warn you, you and me, if you don't like people talking about petty things like makeup packaging, don't watch this. Today we're going to be talking about makeup packaging I hate. I tried to kind of leave eyeshadow palettes out of this one, only because I've kind of started doing those ugliest makeup palettes of all time videos, because honestly, eyeshadow palettes, because there's such an abundance of them, you really can make a whole series talking about ugly, horrific eyeshadow palettes. So I tried to pick stuff that wasn't necessarily eyeshadow palettes and was more just makeup that I find either the packaging practicality wise I don't like, or aesthetically I don't like it, or I just don't like it. And that's my prerogative. Today's video also has a sponsor, and today's sponsor is HelloFresh. Roll the tape. Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. So Charles and I started HelloFresh a few months, almost a year ago now, after quarantine started at the recommendation of some of our friends, and we absolutely love the service. Today you're gonna see us make the mozzarella stuffed capri burger, which was, amazing. Not only is HelloFresh delicious, but it also really fits perfectly into our very busy lifestyle. Charles and I have kind of opposite schedules, so every night getting to spend like 20 minutes cooking something that's easy to do, the recipes don't take a long time, they're easy to follow, and all of the ingredients are right there. You don't have to worry about missing ingredients. Also love knowing that when we use HelloFresh, we're being as sustainable as possible. We don't have any fresh veggies that are just sitting in our fridge going bad, and also all of the containers and stuff that HelloFresh comes in is biodegradable and recyclable. One of my other favorite things about HelloFresh is their commitment to charity. They truly believe that everybody deserves fresh meals at an affordable price. So in 2019, they donated over $2.5 million to different charities, and they're upping their game now in 2020 and 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic. If you're interested in trying HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com and use code SMOKYGLOW10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping. That's SMOKYGLOW10. Yeah, go check it out. I really genuinely love the service. Again, we've been using it for a long time. And thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate working with you guys. I love the service, and yeah, go check it out. It's really good. Woo! Thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Go check them out down below. Also, I want to just say, because there is 2 sponsorships in a row, I believe, if this is working out the way it's supposed to. And normally that will not be the case. I am going to be spacing these out a lot better. There was just like 2 random things happening at the end of the month that I had to squeeze into this week. Normally all sponsorships will be spaced out much better than they were this month. So just a little heads up. The very first packaging I hate is, I actually have it. Let me pull it out for you. Does anybody else, is there just hair everywhere in your home? Like I opened this drawer and there's just like a hair in the drawer. Ew, am I shedding? Like what is going on? There's a hair on it. I'm in a litter. Okay. Anyway, this is the Rare Beauty Brow. It's like a pencil and a gel in one. And here's the thing. I actually like the product. I know some people weren't a fan of this product because instead of a brow sort of like pencil that had a really fine point, this definitely had more of a definer-like shape, which is a little bit thicker and it's a little bit hard to make your brows super precise. But I don't know if you can tell, I don't do anything precisely. So I don't really mind that this is like sort of a definer, helps me fill them in very quickly. And I also actually like the gel. I think the gel formula is actually really nice. It is a little pigmented, so you have to be a little bit careful with that. But overall, gel formula is super nice. However, my big gripe with this product, and honestly, I don't know what they could do to fix it, so that's why I'm warning you right now, like petty, this is petty, because there's nothing they could really do to fix that to make this product work the way that it did. I just irrationally hate not having a spoolie to use with this product, and I'll tell you why. You know how I just talked about how the gel is super pigmented? If you mess up, you need to get a spoolie in there immediately to diffuse the situation. It's like, you know, in those movies when they need to pull something, like a bomb's about to explode, but if they pull the certain cord, the bomb will stop from exploding. That is me with this product and my need for a spoolie. I have to pull the spoolie within 2 seconds or I'm screwed. My brows are done for. And it's the same thing with the brow definer, because the brow definer, it's not as urgent of a situation because it doesn't dry down the way that the gel does, but the brow definer is very thick, easy to make mistakes. Sometimes you need a spoolie to just smooth everything over, just like try again. The fact that this does not have that is one of the most annoying things in the world. Do I have independent spoolies? Yes. That have hair on them? Yes, I do. Of course I do. Do I remember to pull out that spoolie before getting this product out? No, I literally never remember because I'm so used to having a brow pencil and then also having a spoolie with it. So I just never ever think to do that. I do like the duality of this product. I'm a little conflicted because I like the duality because typically my brow routine includes some sort of pencil and some sort of gel. So I do like that those are 2 in 1. I think that's really handy and like great, but I wish they could have like a third arm here. Like a Y shape that a spoolie could just pop out of, or maybe like on this end, make it a 3-ended one that you could pull off the top up here and it just had a spoolie, like make it super long. I don't know. But I hate that about this product. I wish that somehow, some way they could have incorporated just a dry spoolie. Do not take a shot every time I say spoolie. Next, we have, and I have this, but it's all the way over there. And I physically, because of the way this room is set up, cannot get to it. We have the Fenty the powder foundation. Okay, I actually really like the formula of the powder foundation. I'm going to be doing a slays and nays in the next week or two, so you're going to get to see kind of what I've been loving and what I've been hating. And I think that that formula of the Fenty powder very clearly just falls in the like good. It's not anything out of this world, but it's not bad. It's just a good powder. So I don't have a problem with the formula. My problem lies with the packaging.
Hi, it's editing me. So I feel like everything I'm about to say makes like literally no sense because the picture makes the Fenty powder look more circular than it actually is like in person. So I just want to show you in person how the Fenty powder is. It's not as circular as that picture makes it look. It has this sort of like rectangular and then this shape to it. And it's a lot smaller than I feel like even right now it looks. Like it's smaller in person than say like their highlighter, their pan for their highlighters or the pan for their bronzer. Like it's smaller and it's more rectangular than I feel like it looks in the picture. So I feel like I have to make that clear very quickly. Okay, thank you.
I really wish that Fenty would make products like that bigger. I wish that the pan size, the physical pan size, was larger and not so smushed together and sort of rectangular. Because honestly, the big problem I run into with that is if the powder brush that I use, it's huge. It's like my biggest brush. That's how I apply pressed powder. I take a big, massive, fluffy brush and I just go to town, right? With it being so small and sort of awkwardly shaped, I find it a little bit hard to get a full coating on my brush. I feel like I loved pressed powders that are the shape of a big fluffy brush. Like a perfect example is my Rimmel Stay Matte. That pan is big, and this isn't even really about like product amount. I just need something that I can evenly stick my brush into to give an even coating of powder so I can then plop it on my face. That's all I need. And for some reason, they do this weird shape. I don't know why they make circular sort of looking stuff with like, say, like honestly, if they had just taken this and just made it into the powder, that would be perfect. It still has this interesting sort of octagon shape to it, so it's still a little bit more interesting and different. It fits their aesthetic, but the powder is big and sort of circular shaped, so it's easy to get the brush into. I don't know why they didn't do that. My other, and this is a little bit of a smaller gripe, but personally, and this doesn't apply if you actually use the little sponges or brushes that come with powder products, I have never used one of them. I have the same gripe with Physicians Formula, their butter bronzer. It always has the top of the butter bronzer like opens up to reveal a place where you can put this little sponge brush. And this Fenty powder does the same thing. It has a little compartment underneath where there's this little sponge that you can use to like apply it, I guess. And maybe if this wasn't, I don't know, the end of the world and I wasn't ever leaving my house, like maybe if I left my house to like go to a bar, which I can't even imagine doing that once COVID's over, but even if I were to leave my house to like go to a bar, say, and I needed to keep, like it's convenient to have that little holder there to like have a little sponge so I can do touch-ups, like I get that. But because I'm not doing that, every time I open it and the powder just goes up and flaps up and it shows this untouched sponge and all of this empty space for this stupid sponge that I never use just sitting there. Every time it does that, I am just annoyed. I'm like, this is faulty packaging at this point. I get why they did it though. It actually makes more sense to me the way that they did it than the Physicians Formula bronzer, having that brush and that designated space for a brush, because nobody really brings bronzer out for touch-ups. But with a powder, I like get it, but just because of the circumstance, I hate it. It just reminds me of all the places I'm not at. Okay, next. I've never owned this, so I can't speak to the quality of this like formula. Is anyone else like super freaked out by the Benefit Hello Happy foundation? Is it just me? Why does it have a smiley face on it? Why? Why on earth would you put a smiley face that looks like a sleep? I know I say sleep paralysis demon too much, but that's what it looks like. It looks like something you would see in a nightmare. Like, say it's a nightmare where you're like, hell is actually a Sephora, and the Hello Happy foundations are just chasing you down the aisle like ying, 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 ying. It's horrifying. That's so scary. Those Hello Happy foundations, from the day they came out, I was like, why do you look like that? Why do you have this menacing little face on you? They don't look nice. They kind of look mean. I don't know how to describe it. This smiley face that they put on it has just always bothered me. Not only because it like looks kind of creepy, not only that, but also they literally named their foundation the Hello Happy Foundation. And their idea for marketing that was just slapping a creepy smiley face on the packaging to like tie in the theme. Okay, so while I was looking into products for this, I stumbled upon the weird world of mascara makeup packaging. And I think first and foremost, we have the Tarte tampon packaging. I think that one is a real winner. I actually, no lie, I had the one that was like, they did a special edition for like a music festival collection or something. That was like a holographic version of the tampon packaging. And I owned it. I thought I was like hot. Like, I loved that tampon packaging, but realistically, like, looking back, yeah, not great, unnecessary, and like, you know, whatever. So I will raise you the Tarte tampon mascara, I will raise you to the It Cosmetics Lash Blowout mascara. I don't think any mascara should be over $10. I think it's like an actual crime. Like, it's highway robbery that any mascara is over $10. The only time I will buy high-end mascaras is if they're on sale. That's how I get my favorite one. It's the Milk Kush Waterproof Mascara. One of my favorites, not worth $29, but it occasionally goes on sale for $13, and I buy like 10 of them. It Cosmetics Lash Blowout Mascara is so weird. I would have rather It Cosmetics just did like a cute little yellow tube that had the same shape as like that orange CoverGirl mascara and then made it like $10 instead of making a $25 mascara that looks like a circle brush that you use when you're blowing out your hair. I think the other problem I have with this is this isn't like from Drybar. Like, this isn't from like T3 or Dice, any of those brands that actually make those sort of like top tools or anything. Like, honestly, if you had told me this was a product from Drybar, I would be like, okay, like, it's extra and it's kind of weird, but it's on brand. It Cosmetics doesn't, as far as I know, I don't believe they make any sort of hair care stuff. So already I'm a little confused about like the branding and the theme of it. But on top of that, this is just so unnecessary. Nobody wants, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't want a mini blowout styling brush that I put on my eyes instead of my hair. I don't want that. This is like the epitome of just like you wasted all that money to create this hyper specific mold that will make this sort of component, this packaging for you. And now you have to charge so much to make up for that cost, when in reality, if it's a good formula, people will buy it with the most minimal packaging. You don't need to do all this with mascaras. I don't understand why all these brands sink all of this money into making cool looking mascaras when that is quite literally not a thing that anybody cares about. I literally cannot remember a time I've seen a beauty guru be like, look at this mascara packaging. Maybe like when the Too Faced Better Than Sex came out, like maybe then, but I rarely see people talking about the aesthetics that come with having cute mascara packaging. Most people, I feel like mascara is really one of those things that people who wear makeup, and tell me if you think differently about this, but for me, that's one of the few things in makeup where it's like purely necessity. Like, I do not care about the packaging. I do not care about anything. All I care about is that it makes my eyelashes look longer and luscious and beautiful. That's all I care about. I don't care about anything else. There are so many things I have bought just because of the packaging, and mascara, with the exception of the weird holographic tampon one, with the exception of that, I have not think of a single time I bought a mascara for the packaging. Weird. Super weird. And also ugly and clunky and hard to store. Like all the other reasons I don't like this, but honestly, just weird to sink money into that. These next two, I hate them for the same reason. So I'll just put them together. It's basically the Urban Decay, I believe they're called the Vice liquid lipsticks, and the Kevyn Aucoin Glass Glow lip gloss. There should literally never be a time that the cap of the applicator is larger than the proportion. This isn't even for like, oh, I'm not getting enough product, logistics, like all that. I don't even care about that. Proportionally, that looks so stupid to me. Like, proportionally, I just don't understand. Like, my brain, I can't wrap my head around the cap of it being so much larger or it's the same size as the actual makeup part. It doesn't make sense to me. I look at it and it doesn't make sense to me. I look at it and I'm like, no, it doesn't click. Like, it doesn't click to me why they would make the cap so gargantuan on this little tiny bottle of lipstick. I feel like it was to make the product appear larger than it was, but like, why not just put it in a normal size tube and then have a normal size cap to it? I'm all for being innovative. I commend brands on innovation, but just making your cap size larger is not innovative. It almost feels tricky. Feels like you're trying to make your product look larger than it actually is, instead of just making a larger product with more product in it. And also, proportionally, it looks stupid. Like, I hate to bring math into this.
Okay, I'm gonna cut in here and I'm gonna save you guys from like the 3 minutes of me trying to explain how this is math. This isn't math, it's just stupid, but I'm gonna save you guys from this tangent and we're just gonna move on, okay?
Doesn't make sense. I don't like it. Finally, this might be the most petty of them all, because my reasoning for not liking this packaging is simply that I don't like it. I just don't like it. And that is the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. Okay, I know that people love this formula, and I actually, once upon a time, I had this bronzer. I bought it on Poshmark for like $10, and then I believe I sold it on Poshmark a few months later for about $10. So I had this bronzer, and I don't really remember it, but I hear people really like this formula, so I'm not trying to knock the formula. However, I hate that they just used like basically stock footage of palm trees and just slapped it onto the top of a bronzer. I hate that. In 2016, when I bought that on Poshmark, I thought that was a vibe. Like, I thought that was a vibe. I thought that was so, it was like beachy, LA, like, I almost just lit my hair on fire. Okay. And now I just think it is so incredibly lazy to take something that is very obviously aesthetically pretty. Like, I feel like palm trees are very aesthetic. I always see them on Pinterest. I always see them on people's mood boards. Like, palm trees are very easy to just, you take a picture of one and it's a whole vibe because it's beachy. It kind of is like the symbol of like beach and chill culture are palm trees. But here's my thing about this is like, if they were going to do this sort of palm tree, like coconut themed collection, it would have been so easy to do something just a little bit cooler and put a little bit more effort than slapping a stock photo of a palm tree on top of a bronzer. Like, you could have had somebody do artwork and paint a palm tree, and that would have been really cool and unique. You could have done those sort of neon outlines that were really trendy, where you had like a neon outline of a palm tree, and then it also would have fit your brand, Urban Decay, that sort of edgy vibe a little bit more. I feel like the reason this bothers me is because, number one, I just don't like it. I think it's, you know, it's just not my vibe. But number two, it just feels so lazy. And it wasn't even like a square packaging so you could see the whole picture. It was just like blue sky and a palm tree. Very original. Anyway, I really don't have a reason for that other than every time I see that bronzer, I just irrationally dislike it because I just feel like it is the most lazy thing on the planet to do. And again, I think if it was from a brand like, I don't even know, I feel like if it was from really any other brand, I don't think I would have been as like, maybe Tarte. If Tarte did that, I literally would not bat an eye. I think again, it's because it's Urban Decay that I'm just kind of like thrown for a loop because it is nowhere near what their brand is and their branding, and also it's just incredibly lazy, which like at the time especially is not what I expected from them. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Just like or just subscribe or do neither. I'm honestly just so happy you're here watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, my social media, and everything I'm wearing on my face will be linked down below. So will the little HelloFresh link. Go check that out. And also my little social justice spotlight. There's links, petitions, just interesting things going on down there, so go check it out. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
What?